Today I fucked up by being one of two moms. So this wasn't today, obviously it was before all the malls were closed due to the pandemic, but it was recent and I figured everyone needs the laugh right about now. My lovely family, consisting of my wife Mama, my daughter 3 years, and myself Mommy, were enjoying the mall. Not just any mall, the, insert state here, mall, where all the tourists hang out when they come to visit my state. There were a lot of people and it was coming up on nap time and my wife went outside to smoke while I tried to convince our daughter it was time to get ready to go. That was not a good idea. I had officially pissed off a sleepy toddler and deserved to be punished. She proceeded to run from me with her superhuman fast tiny legs while screaming I want my mama. Trying to reason with her that if she calms down or lets me pick her up I would bring her to her mama just made it worse. She was crying and she had hives and kept yelling she wanted her mama. If this had happened even a few months earlier I could have just picked her up and left with her, but she had recently gained the signature toddler ability to transform into 60 pounds of dead weight when she doesn't want to be carried. Everyone was staring and whispering. To be fair, if I were watching what was going down I would have thought I was a crazy lady trying to abduct this child too. She went behind this display in front of a shop and was trying to hide from me when security asked if there was a problem. I tried to tell them I'm still her mom, just not the one she wants right now. I ended up having to call my wife and give her our location so she could come save me from being arrested by security for trying to kidnap the baby I literally gave birth to. They were satisfied that she was her real mom when our daughter yelled mama and ran to her. Too long didn't read. Same-sex parenting causes mall patrons to think I'm a child predator. Edit, I obviously don't have a 60-pound toddler. She's average weight for her height. Kids have a thing they do when they don't want to be picked up where they go limp and their dead weight makes them feel significantly heavier than if they were consensually being picked up. Life pro tip for any parent. Take pictures of you and your kids together in your home and keep them in your phone. Oh, and update them. Especially during the early years when kids grow like weeds. Excellent advice. My husband and I would put our boys in matching shirts and take a picture of them before we went to the zoo. It was for safety but we always told them it was a picture to document the start of our day of adventure. Only recently did my younger son figure out the dual agenda behind the photo. He's now 16. Edited to add, matching, colorful shirts also made it easier to spot them in a crowd. Wow, you don't hear this often. It's usually the father alone with his crying child that gets weird looks. The solution to that is a dog, apparently. When I, male, used to take my son to the park playground, sit on a bench and watch him play, I used to get suspicious looks. When I took the dog along with me, everyone is friends, even the same people who had been casting daggers my way a week earlier. My sister has a, somewhat, similar story. When I was a toddler, she had taken me to the mall near our house. I saw a hat I just needed and was not leaving without it. My sister picked me and started to leave the mall, but my tiny toddler mind decided it would help to yell, "Help. She's not my mom." Surprisingly, nobody even stopped her. This is hilarious. Sounds like you're parenting properly. Once at the park a helpful citizen informed my sil that some creepy guy was taking pictures of my niece. "Thanks," she said, "that's my husband." I hope that story never, ever gets forgotten in your family. Today I fucked up by pointing out a new nickname for my friend's newborn son. This didn't happen today, this actually happened in the summer. A friend of mine recently had a baby boy, but her and her husband refused to tell anyone the baby's name during her pregnancy. This is obviously very typical, but I'm just saying. So she has the baby, and 3 weeks after he's born I see him for the first time. He's not a friend I would say I'm in regular contact with, but I knew she had had the baby and had named him Will. So here I am, holding the baby when I was with her and her husband and she tells me they named the baby William Robert, or Will for short. Immediately, without thinking or having any regard for social norms, I spit out, "Wait, you named your son Billy Bob?" ? I cannot describe to you the look of sheer horror that came across hers and her husband's face. Apparently they hadn't realized this potential nickname. He was named after both their grandfathers. At this point the baby is 3 weeks old, and they obviously aren't going to be changing his name. Now it's gotten around the friend group and everyone is lovingly calling him Billy Bob. Sure, eventually someone would have pointed it out to them, I just wish it wasn't me. Oops. TLDR, a friend named her son Billy Bob without realizing, and I pointed it out. Now everyone is calling him by his new nickname. It would be a great honor, if the baby is a boy, that you name him after my father, Jiminy Billy Bob. Which is why I vetoed my husband's boy name that could result in a nickname of something similar to Jimmy John. Nope. Gotta look at possible nicknames and initials. Don't name your kid Andrew Stephen if your last name is Smith, just saying. LMFAO, my older sister's initials are A.S.S. My dad is James Robert. Throughout my childhood I would tease him for being Jim Bob. My dad is William Robert and they just switched it around for me, Robert William. Bobby Bill is almost worse in my opinion. For a foreigner, how does William short to Billy? Shit, as an American, I don't understand how Peggy is short for Margaret. Today I fucked up by attaching magnets to my girlfriend's vagina. NSFW. Throwaway, and yes, this happened last night. My girlfriend, let's call her Kay, had been saying for the last couple weeks that she wanted to reconnect this Valentine's Day by taking some Molly and getting a little wild in the bedroom. Sounds awesome to me, so I stock up on a few things and really start to look forward to a special night at home with my boo. Day starts with us hitting a few bars around town and getting a little toasty. We then return home after dinner and things start to escalate. Drinking continues, a couple baggies come out and we do some dips. Kay then pulls out these bead magnets that she had ordered online and proceeds to explain how awesome they are, that she read about them on r/BDSM and that we have to try them. I check these things out. They are little black metallic balls which have a very weak magnetic attraction force. They barely stick together honestly. I ask her how we are supposed to use these and she takes off her top and attaches two of the magnets on either side of one of her nipples. At this point I'm cracking up because the attraction force of the magnets is so low that they keep falling off and bouncing all over the floor. Kay is cracking up also, but still trying to tell me that we can attach them to my balls or something and they are supposed to feel good. In my mind I'm like, bless her for trying, but these things really don't seem like they will stick together when you are standing still, let alone while we are going at it. I give her a kiss and thank her for trying to spice things up and say maybe another time. We proceed to move to the couch, take some more Molly, drink some more and really get into the lovey-dovey space, enjoying every part of each other's bodies and hearts. It's amazing. At one point we move upstairs to the bedroom. We are so mushy and cuddling in bed when Kay sits up out of nowhere and proclaims, wait. I have an idea. She jumps out of bed and heads out of the room to the office and comes back with a small bag with little silver objects in it. Different magnets. She shouts and jumps back into bed. She hands me the bag and I'm like, what are these? Kay says that she was planning to make some magnetic lapel pins and she was going to hot glue these to the back of some metal pin plates. He's like, watch. These are way stronger, I ordered them from China. She then slides two small metal magnets of the stack of magnets and attaches them to either side of her left nipple. These things clamp pretty good. They are small, flat, circular, about 1 centimeter in diameter. They look like a small watch battery. She definitely perks up once they are attached, says they feel a little sore but otherwise great, and she could bounce around all she wanted and they would stay in place. Cool. Kay then says let's attach them to my balls and that it's supposed to feel good. I'm very hesitant, first time like, what, like either side of a testicle? Won't that hurt? Or crush something? Kay responds, that's not what people said online. I fire back, nah, I'm not so sure about this, also my balls are too wide, the magnet won't work across that distance. She says, what about your ball sack then? I think about it for a minute and all I can imagine is like the magnets squishing my testy tubes, scientific term, so I respond, I think I'm good passing on this one. Kay is a little disappointed but quickly changes her focus and says I want to try them on my pussy. She then sits back and starts to try to attach these two little silver magnets to either side of her clit. She fumbles around a little and can't seem to get it right, so I pipe up, yep, and say, here, let me help you. I spin around and take the magnets from her. I pinch her clit up a little and attach the two magnets, kind of, don't know, behind it. She immediately responds with "holy shit, that feels amazing," and gives off a deep moan. Awesome. These things really work. So not being one to miss an opportunity that's sitting right in front of my face, I start to go down on her. She loves this. Keeps saying it feels amazing, moaning, and really getting into it. Just as she is about to come, she says, "Wait, stop, I want to try to attach more magnets, attach some to my labia." Yes folks, these are her words. In the heat of passion, my lovely girlfriend indeed said labia. I stop, and given the reaction so far, think, sure, why not? Let's try this. I slide 2 more magnets from the stack and position one either side of her left labia. They click into place and she moans again. Good sign. But then the 2 labia magnets get attracted to the 2 magnets that are attached to her clit, and all 4 magnets quickly attach together. Up until now we have only had 2 magnets at a time in any one place, and the attraction force was manageable. Now with 4 magnets things are getting a little, how do I say it, tighter? I look up at Kay and she is wincing a little bit, and says, "Wow, that's strong, OMG, it feels amazing." I'm like, great. This is going to be awesome. She then says to the right side, and of course I'm like, okay. As I attach the 2 magnets to the right side, they also aggressively click together and north to the 4 magnets attached to her clit and left labia. Kay proceeds to scream, "No. No. Take them off. Take them off. It hurts." So here I am, drunk, rolling, scrambling around to try to detach 6 incredibly strong magnets from my girlfriend's vagina, while all she can do is writhe around in pain and say over and over again, "I asked for this, it's okay, I asked for this, ah god it hurts, please please, I asked for this, get them off." I managed to somehow get these little fuckers to detach after what seems like 30 seconds of trying. I guess the combination of my panic and lack of coordination, her moving around, how wet everything is, and the 6 magnets creating a huge attraction force made things very very difficult. After the magnets came off, she ran out of the room and into the bathroom. After a couple minutes she came back looking embarrassed but not in any pain, and we laughed, hugged, cuddled and made a promise to post to Reddit the story of how we really connected on Valentine's Day. Too long didn't read. I attached 6 strong magnets to my girlfriend's vagina and they almost destroyed her. Edit, I stand corrected, it was her vulva that almost got mangled, not vagina. At least you didn't put the bead magnets inside your dick hole like that other guy did. When you're done with her you can stick her to the fridge. Are you gonna use those magnets for the pins? Someone unknowingly wearing a former fanny magnet as a badge. Former fanny magnet sounds like a great punk band. Not SFF or WIF. Moral of this lesson, don't attach a bunch of magnets to your vagina. Who would have thought? Emphasis on a bunch. Sounds like the hidden moral is do attach just a couple.